Here is a picture of the camera coming off the top of the windmill on the top. Just thought I'd show you a close-up which actually is on the screen. It's quite interesting. When the wind blows round the other side you can see opposite to what you can see here. It's much better when the wind doesn't blow. You can get a better panoramic view, but it's quite effective. I will now show you how I get the power up to the camera. As you can see here, it's a simple operation of getting the volts up to the top of the turning base of the windmill. What I've done here is used 3 bearings. The first 2 bearings obviously hold the weight of the windmill, and this third one, which is at the bottom there, is the one that supplies power on the other leg. So you actually get the plus going up on the 2 front ones and the minus going up on the last one. I've now put these ones on hollow aluminium tube, which is screw threaded in the front. As you can see there, a wire goes right down the center, comes out halfway between each one to give you the power. So what actually happens is the power goes through the bolts, through the bearing, and the other side of the bearing is the center of the bearing, and so you get power up to the top of the mill. I'm just looking around here. It's not quite finished off yet. It's still in being worked out. You can see where I have the camera on the front there, just being in front of those cells. And at the moment I'm just doing a temporary that's going down just to try it out. What I'm going to try and do is use those photocells to charge a battery so I don't have to have the power supply going up all the time. As you can see where the camera is mounted here, it's just a small aerial which sends a signal back to the receiver. The camera actually runs on any voltage between 5 and 9 volts. I'm actually putting 10 volts up through here, so it accounts for a bit of voltage drop. But it works quite fine. There's no problem with it. It's been going a long time. And of course with the camera I've just put glue around the edge there to seal it off from the weather. And so far, touch wood, I've had no problems with that. Spins freely, as you can see. Very effective. Here's a picture of another mill I'm experimenting with. This one is pretty much basic standard with the wider bit at the front. As you can see, I've mounted a photocell, which is a 5 volt cell. I'm going to change that for probably a 10 volt solar cell, and then what I will do is put another camera up there to for that to feed the camera, so it'll go straight into the battery, charge the battery, which I'm using some phone batteries at the moment, just with a diode in there at the moment. But I've got a little bit of work to do on this one, but you can see the principle of the whole idea. This is another version of my windmills. It's an ordinary base, standard base with the back extended a bit on the front, as you can see there. I've got a little chap with a hammer just to make it a bit interesting. Another variation of my windmills is this version. Again, it's pretty stock standard from the back and the top, with the solar cells lighting up the cells. But of course this one is mounted this way, which is rather different. I call this one the Star Trek version. It's just got its own solar cell on the front, solar power unit on the top, with LEDs into the unit. The thing about this is, you can buy these devices. I don't know if you can see that. You can buy these devices in any hardware store. They're just a single LED with a sensor. Now these sensors are very good, and as you can see I use a lot of these sensors on my units. But the thing about this is I bought this for $3, and I had to buy 3, 6, 7, 8 of them to have the cups put on there. So I did pretty well out of that, I thought. I actually got the sensor, which I can use on another unit. Where are we here? And the cups, rather than throw the cups away when I pull it apart, I use it on this one. So there you have it. And I might make another one. This is the only one I've made of this type, but I might make another one. It's rather good, very effective when it's up with the lights and everything. and of course it doesn't matter which way the wind is blowing, it'll always turn. So just to finish off, here's a couple of incidental ones that I made. This was the round one, which is my first version of the round. It's been up there for a long time. Yeah, it's pretty effective, looks nice at night. And of course there's a miniature one I built, which is the same stock standard one but on a smaller scale, and it's not too bad either. Again, it's got the square solar panel in the front, weighted down so when it's no wind it does actually face up to the sun. Okie doke, there you have it. As soon as I get some more I'll download it some more and show you. Hope you enjoyed, and if you need to know any more information, just please contact me. I'll be happy to answer them. Thank you.